Good afternoon, Dr. Barry G., Houston's dancing psychiatrist. No Zumba today, but I want to talk with y'all about a brain chemical called dopamine. Dopamine, we hear a lot about dopamine. And what do I think of when I think of dopamine? When I think of dopamine, I think of symptoms of depression associated with drive, energy, motivation, initiative, joy, pleasure, desire. So let's say that delicious dopamine is involved in symptoms of depression, drive, energy, motivation, initiative, joy, pleasure. What that means is a deficiency of dopamine can cause those symptoms which we frequently see in depression: lack of drive, energy, motivation, and joy, pleasure. So there are ways to increase dopamine. One is exercise, whether it's Zumba or something else that is exerting, that is pleasurable. That's a dopamine. Eating a nice meal can also temporarily release dopamine. Now, what you want to do is try to eat a meal that's delicious, but also predominantly nutritiously healthy. And by that, I mean avoiding the fast food, which will release dopamine. But the problem with that is you eat something that's fast food that tastes delicious, you get a surge of dopamine, but then you get a drop off of it too. Caffeine can also increase dopamine. Mindful meditation can help increase dopamine. Adequate sleep. But what you really want to be doing is talking about drive, energy, motivation, because we see that a lot of times on antidepressants. A lot of antidepressants that we prescribe as psychiatrists, what they can do is actually decrease dopamine. They can increase other chemicals like serotonin, but sometimes decrease dopamine. So sometimes in psychiatry we need to add medications if those other regimens that I described, exercise, etc., don't work, to increase dopamine. So you want to target dopamine, understanding what dopamine does, which we think it's involved in those target symptoms of drive, energy, motivation, initiative, joy, pleasure. So that's the patient who comes to my office and says, you got me on the serotonin agent. I'm not sad or anxious anymore, but I'm flat, emotionless, no drive, no motivation. That's where a medication that increases dopamine can be very useful. Hopefully that's helpful. Tomorrow we'll talk about serotonin, and we'll talk about norepinephrine the next day, and then we'll talk about glutamate, and then we'll talk about GABA. So we'll cover 5 of the major neurotransmitters that we talk about in the brain. Today is delicious dopamine. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful day.